All right, West Coast. It is 34 minutes after 9 o'clock, and what a fun morning we've had. We were bothered by Chris Lowther a little earlier. She's got a book release tonight, and I've got back from yesterday, back for more. We're going to talk about the Gorilla. Or no, we're done with the Gorilla. How was the Gorilla Film Festival?
Yeah, it was great this year. Again, I think more crowded than last year, and the films were excellent and weird and artistic and funny. So lots
who won?
Different. A kid named Zach won, actually from Whistler. He heard about the competition, submitted a film. 14-year-old kid that did a skater movie.
Oh yeah,
so well shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were talking about how wanting to expand it, and it's happening. You got serious competition coming from out and about. Can't wait until like this Sundance here now. That'll be awesome.
Except for the sun.
Yes, rain dance. But that's behind us now. Sounds like it was a great event, and we've got more film madness going on until the 31st. Is that?
Until the 31st.
All right. Let's talk about it. What's I guess we can talk kind of mission statement in general about the film festival, and then move into individual movies. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. How long has this Tofino Film Festival thing been kicking about?
So we're in our 13th year, and previously it was just a really small operation run by Joe James. You remember him? He just put the whole thing on his credit card.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not so brave. So about 4 years ago, we became a nonprofit society, and so we're in our 4th year of being a nonprofit society, but our 13th year total of
having a film festival.
Yeah.
So, what was? I guess maybe you can't speak for Joe James's original ideas of putting it together, but what's kind of the overall concept here? Is there? I know there was the theme of the Aboriginal Film Festival earlier, not related, but not entirely. What was kind of the concept? Why would somebody put together a Tofino Film Festival?
Well, we do still try to reflect Joe James's vision, I think, because it's really a lot about independent films. It's a lot about fun. He reminds me every year to still have a good time. And about inspiring films. So it actually is challenging when you're looking at independent films to find upbeat films. It seems the theme for independent films are that most of them are depressing.
Well, because if you're like a college age kid and you want to do something deep, it's got to be depressing. Yeah, sure. For sure, listen to all the bad songs you can download people's videos of on YouTube. Yeah,
and even the main comedy this year, The Kids Are Alright, it's questionable. I don't think it's a comedy. It's a very serious, reflective film, and it's heavy too. But basically we're trying to find independent films and films that are in the film circuit anyways, like going to Vancouver, going to Europe, and then bringing them here to a local audience that might not have chance to see the films.
So I'm kind of interpreting that as a certain level of approachability, isn't it? It's again kind of like we talked about the Gorilla Film Festival. You're not looking for just completely mind-blowing, insane, weird, psychedelic things. You want the films to be a little bit more generally, public palatable. That's kind of what I'm getting for the focus. You want them to be films that people will kind of recognize and be able to relate to directly without having to go too outside their heads.
Yeah, you could say that. I'm just thinking of one of the Gorilla films last night, which was totally weird and strange and stretching all sorts of limits. But I guess we try to keep the material a little bit upbeat and inspiring, so the people don't leave the theater feeling too depressed about life.
Especially going into the rainy season out here on the coast. All right, well, let's talk specifically about some of the films. I noticed Neil Diamond's coming to town.
Neil Diamond is definitely coming to town.
Can you explain that a little bit? I don't want to play down the Neil Diamond that is coming to town, but I was so excited thinking that I was going to be rocking Sweet Caroline with Neil Diamond, but that's not entirely true.
No, I think he gets it all the time, and he's a really cool guy, director from Montreal, did an amazing film about how Hollywood portrays First Nations people in film. Yeah. And I don't know how he even got the footage, but it's like a montage of different Hollywood films and how First Nations are perceived in them, and he just takes the piss out of it basically, and it's wonderful. It's very funny. Yeah, and very well done. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to have a sense of humor to go through your life being Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that one of the ones tonight, or what's going on tonight to kick things off for the film festival?
Tonight we have our food feature, and it's fresh. And then we're opening up with The Perfect Oyster, a short film about Brent Petkow from Marina Island. A lot of people around here know him as the Oyster Man. Yeah, exactly. And we are doing a shucking demonstration, and then we have the movie Fresh afterwards, a food documentary, and just talking about reinventing America's, well, North America, I guess. We have much of the same similar problems here, our food systems. And Michael Pollan's interviewed in it, or some of his characters from many of his books are going to be featured in it as well. And then that's at 7 o'clock, and please come early because we have canapes and the oyster shucking demonstration. And then it's an action-packed night.
So what am I paying to get into a movie that has canapes and oyster shucking and stuff?
For the 7 o'clock show tonight, it's going to be $12.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. And then there's going to be a talk with the local food group as well afterwards, a discussion, a little panel.
Oh, the Tofino Culinary Guild, those guys? Or is that the food group?
Yeah, there'll be someone from the Culinary Guild and then someone from the Tofino Food Group, and then
the sustainable, the garden and all that stuff.
Yeah, and then Stephanie Hughes from Eco Trust, who's doing fantastic things with the First Nations communities and building gardens and kind of renovating our food systems right now. And so they'll be hosting a panel, and all of the canapes are going to be sponsored by Long Beach Lodge, very generously, full of all local vegetarian food. No, there's some shrimp. So
I was going to say, I don't know if I can entirely agree with the vegetarian agenda.
No, it's vegetarian, and seafood. And Randy, the chef at Long Beach Lodge, just a fantastic guy, came through and is sponsoring that.
All right, so that already sounds kind of like to me like the event, the thing. But what are some other highlights? What else is going on
tonight as well? We have the movie Wasteland, and that's at 9 o'clock, and tickets for that are $10. And we have a garbage recycle artist from Vancouver named Lorraine Kwan, and she's going to bring some of her art and show us what she does. And the movie is about this gentleman named Vic Munoz who goes down to Rio de Janeiro, the world's largest landfill, and he meets up with these people called the catadores. They're the garbage pickers, and he uses their recyclable materials that he uses for art.
Sweet.
And it's really great and really stunning, and he learns a lot more from those people than he probably is giving them. They're really incredible individuals, and he's sharing their stories. And so, we have Lorraine going to do a demonstration and introduce the film, so it should be really, really great. She's a really wonderful lady, so that's at 9 o'clock.
You've got a bit of that kind of reclaimed art thing here. I don't remember the fellow's name, but he was a Parks guy that was making the driftwood art and stuff. A bunch of it was at Darwin's Cafe a while back.
Yeah, what's his name? I forget.
Anyway,
his name.
Kudos to that guy.
Yeah.
Anything else that we should really, really talk about? I mean, we talked about Neil Diamond's Real Engine and stuff. Halloween, you got stuff going on the 31st Rocky Horror Picture Show. Can I go in costume? Can I be Dr. Frankenfurter, please?
Please. And we have an exciting lineup on Halloween. So it starts with Shrek, and even prior to Shrek, we're going to show the Tofino video camp. Do you remember the flash mob?
The flash mob that hit the co-op?
Yeah, okay,
yes.
So these kids, that was the first day of their camp, and then these kids worked all week to make a music video. We saw it last night at the Gorilla.
Yeah.
The guy who filmed it, Chris Jaycox, worked for the Tofino Parks and Rec, and we'll show that film prior to Shrek.
It was Skater Boy or something
Skater
like that?
Boy, and they'll be on the big screen, and it'll be the first time they even see the movie, so we'll play that before Shrek. And then Shrek kids coming in costumes. We have prizes, door prizes for kids, and after that, amazing movie, God Went Surfing with the Devil. Definitely not your typical surf movie. You're not your typical surf documentary. And then, of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture Show is going to be fun.
So, of course, come in costume. The skimpier, the better.
You're not referring to me specifically.
Sure.
I promise you will disagree with that statement by the time it happens. Just a quick aside, our local listening editor, I should hire him as a producer, Warren Rudd, emailed me, Pete Clarkson.
Right.
That's the name of the artist. So thanks from
Warren.
the control room, Warren. This sounds like so much fun, the film festival, and we talked about it yesterday. If people want the schedule of events, there's actually a pass for. Is there a pass for all the movies that you can get? It's like $80 or something.
$60.
And bam, you do it all.
Bam.
TofinoFilmFestival.com.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Tickets are available at Mermaid Tales.
Okay.
And at the event as well, at the door.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Is there anything else we should know other than that it's going to be a whole lot of fun?
I think if you love or hate David Suzuki, Force of Nature, it'll be a contentious night.
So, why I didn't realize David Suzuki was such a controversial character. I've seen it actually popping up on Facebook and stuff. We shouldn't maybe get into that. Might be a whole other show.
Yeah.
But okay. Are you going to have like a presentation? A chance for people to?
Yes, we have the lovely Josie Osborne, local biologist.
Okay, she was the one that was.
Yeah.
So she was. Is that what she was looking for? Was kind of fodder to start the conversation?
She's always looking for fodder. I think she's really great like that. She's going to present, I think, a really objective piece on him. She knows him, and there'll be someone in the audience as well who knows him quite intimately. Yeah. And I think it'll be a good discussion because I think he in himself is a controversial character.
I had an uncle who would just, anytime we were talking about David Suzuki or something like that, would just, he would get all angry because he just thought he calls him a racist, and I don't know where that argument comes from. He's like, I'm so,
and then some people love him, and he is a national kind of hero and icon, so that should be an interesting
and when's that
combo.
one?
That will be Friday at 7.
Friday at 7. Yeah. So all kinds of stuff. All of the films are at the Clackwood Sound Community Theatre. All right. I think that's all we need to know. TofinoFilmFestival.com is where you want to go. Neil Diamond, David Suzuki, Dr. Frankenfurter, perhaps me in a leather jumper.
Yes.
You never know what's going to go down. We really do have to catch up on our programming, though, so we've got a quick break from the Wicked Initiation coming up, and then some Neil Diamond. I'll be back with the Road Report in a minute. Good morning, and thanks for dropping in again, ladies.
Thank you.